Hello, welcome back to our Flourish Your Beauty Life and our time together. I'm so excited to spend these next 12 minutes together with you because we know and understand that when we gather together in space and we spend 12 minutes on focused centering, on focused raising our vibration, on focused inward and then outward expression of consciousness, this is where it's at. And so I'm honored and excited to be here with you. And I'll go ahead and get started. And as everyone is coming in, and then also when you're watching the replay, please go ahead and say replay and simply follow along. So I want to give you a couple of suggestions as we're starting this. The one thing, it's really great to have a certain tool that you use where you know this is my moment now where I'm tapping in, where this is something that connects me to me, something that you treasure, something that you love. And this can be anything. It can be, for example, a candle like we've been using, but it can also be if you have like your favorite mala bracelets, for example, maybe something that you really love that you use for meditation, something that you use when you're finding your inward space. Maybe you have a favorite crystal that you like to use. Those are all different things that you can use, and there might be something unique to you. It might be something, if you create an altar, it might be something from your altar maybe that really has that feeling for you where you're like, okay, this is my time now, this is my space, this is something that I love that feels really good for me, and it signifies something to me now that now it's time for me to connect in. And like I said, this can be anything. So some of you might not have that opportunity to light a candle maybe in your space, and so technically you don't need anything for this. And at the same time, when we connect the mind, the heart, the body, and we connect those circuits together, and we have something in our hands, we have something that we're looking at visually too, it just combines all of those elements and raises it to a different level. And that's why it's really beautiful. And again, at the same time, by the moment that we come together and we set this aside and we set the space for ourselves, then everything becomes irrelevant, because the only thing that matters in that moment is for you to connect to your own soul center. And that's what's so profound. So, hello, welcome everyone who's coming in. Rachel, hi. I'm so happy and glad that you are here with me. For anyone else that's here, please go ahead and say hello. And if you haven't given StreamYard permission in the group to see your profile, then I wouldn't see it here in StreamYard. So please go ahead and say hello with your name. So this way I know who it is that is tuning in here. And when you're ready, what we're going to be doing is, like I said, if you have a candle, or maybe you have something else, maybe you have a crystal, maybe you have mala beads, maybe you have something else, maybe you have nothing at all, and that is totally fine too. Let's go ahead and spend this moment now of consciously setting the space, saying, okay, now we're shifting from what was before. We're leaving that space, and we're now coming into that centered space. We're coming into our time, into our moment together now. So with this, I'm going to go ahead and get this energy of the fire started and transferred into the candle with the intention that it aligns, connects, that it sets the space in a beautiful, sacred way, as I allowed this to complete its cycle as well. And then if you have a candle, or again, any other object that you would like to use, then simply go ahead and hold that for a moment. Again, as your signal to you now, okay, we're now stepping into this space. And then take a couple of deep breaths in and out, and maybe rock back and forth as I naturally tend to do, maybe side to side for a moment, and simply find your center as you're also centering on this as well. You can have your eyes open or closed at this moment, whatever feels right for you. For me, I'm going to go ahead and close my eyes and simply allow that space, knowing that this connection that I have already created between myself and divinity, and between myself and this candle in this moment, is that space that connects me to all that is. And it's also the space that connects me to you, connects us to our soul center that we're going to be tapping into here in a moment. Simply finding our ground of beingness, our centeredness. And then you can set your object aside, set it down. Actually, I'll put this here behind me. And then go ahead and bring your hands together, rub your hands together for a moment, activating your energy centers and clearing the energy at the same time. Activating your meridians, clapping for a moment, finding your centeredness here in your hands. And then opening your hands wide where it looks like a W, like the palms of your hands are a flat surface to receive from the divine. Let that be the receiving vessel. And you can, again, either have your eyes closed or open at this point. That's up to you. And then when you can feel yourself once again grounded, connected to Mother Earth, feeling the receiving and the giving of the gratitude and the love for Mother Earth, and the receiving of all of this beautiful welcoming energy coming back to you, feeling the connection to divinity, to the core of the cosmos, and as far out as we can imagine, think, feel, know, tap into. Letting that flow in through your crown chakra, through the top of your head, and then letting it meet throughout all your chakras together with that beautiful inviting energy of Mother Earth, feeling that tingling maybe in the palms of your hands as you now can bring your hands together. Let it meet for a moment in that gasho position, in that prayer position in front of you, focusing your attention once again for a moment to your fingers lining up of both hands, meeting together. Feeling the connection with your body, with your meridians, that closed circuit that you're creating through this. Taking a couple more deep breaths in and out, allowing the quiet in, allowing the space. And then simply bring your hands now to that space of the high heart, the soul center, which is located between your heart chakra and the throat. I'm going to clear my throat for a second. And as you can feel that warmth streaming through your hands, feeling that deep connection in that centered space. Slowing down your breathing for a moment. Let's take 4 breaths in. 4 count breaths in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pausing 1, 2, 3, 4. And then exhale 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pausing for a second in the stillness before you take your next breath, and doing that 3 more times. Connecting in with the elements, connecting in all directions, and finding and meeting yourself here now. By now, if you haven't closed your eyes, you might want to close them. Focusing more inward now. Finding your stillness and your quietness in those breaths. Letting your breathing return back to normal. And then you can always leave your hands in the space, or you can also set them down, whatever is most comfortable. And then just be present now in yourself for a moment. letting go of anything that came before and anything that will come after, knowing that this is your gift to yourself, knowing that you deserve that moment of quietness, that you are deserving of rest, giving yourself this amazing, beautiful gift of this space, this time, right now, here. Letting yourself land in your own beingness. Letting yourself land in your soul space from which you can receive the greatest direction in your life. And as this waning moon at this moment in time is in Sagittarius, that arrow that gives direction, I want to focus this particular time with us together in creating direction for yourself, for your life, for your visions. So simply tune in for a moment and ask yourself, what does that mean for me? What does creating direction at this time where I'm at represent for me? Feeling yourself into, for a moment now, the past, the present, the future, feeling where that is located in and around your body. Where's the past? Simply asking and knowing that you can tap into where that is in your field. Where's the present? And where is the future? And then feeling that movement of direction as a line between them. Feeling that line and feeling yourself moving and connecting with that line. Feeling its vibration for a moment. Feeling what that feels like to you. Does it feel like excitement? Are there any fears, any doubts, any questions that you're holding? Knowing that it is all valid, that there is no judgment, there is no right or wrong in it. It's just the observance of it. And that's all that needs to be. Just simply observing, noticing what comes up for you. Are there any visions as you're thinking of creating direction for yourself? What are the new ideas, new visions, especially at this time as we're moving toward the spring equinox? Feeling into your spaces, feeling into yourself, feeling into the directions, feeling into the movement. And then create more space with you. You can even take your hands for a moment and just simply in front of you, just move your hands out and then move them in front of you out and opening a pathway for direction. Seeing and feeling and trusting and knowing that you have it all within you and that you know where that direction is and how it can be most aligned with where you currently are, knowing that it is always simply a movement of energy and that the present is the key to opening it and to keep moving in it, knowing that that flow is where the treasure is, of allowing that flow, of allowing that natural movement, allowing yourself to flow with direction, with divinity, with source energy, knowing and trusting that you are guided and supported in it. Beautiful. Taking one more moment within this flow. And seeing if you can raise it through the levels for a moment, where you can feel into the frequency of love within it, and the frequency of connection and guidance and protection and support within it. Making the room and the space for it in your field, as you also let that flow out, almost like this wave that just continues to flow into infinity, as we're creating more space for humanity and for that arrow of direction for all in existence, of a very clear direction of goodness and wholeness and beauty for Earth and for all living beings. Letting that sit and settle for a moment, and then bringing that direction back to you, back to your center now. Back to your hands, as you bring your hands back together now. Bringing them back into that gasho, into that prayer position in front of you. Focusing back now, opening your eyes, bringing that center back to you. Back to your hands, back to your fingers. Connecting all that has just taken place back to you, back to your body, back to your soul center. And you can also bring your hands for a moment back to your soul center, crossing them over that area of the chest, between the heart chakra and the throat chakra, and letting yourself land here now before you go out into your day and continue, knowing that you have just majorly shifted and energized your system and given yourself a clear path of direction. And then I'm going to grab my candle that I have lit, and I have to look for my snuffer. There it is. And I'm going to thank the energy of the candle, energy of the fire, and gratitude to you for being here with me, gratitude for all of us to giving ourselves this time, for knowing the profoundness of what we're doing here. And with this gratitude to that energy of fire, I'm going to extinguish my candle, and it is complete, and it is so. And may all of your wishes, all of your thoughts, all of the goodness, may it all bless you in all good ways. And Cindy, I see that you're here. So hi, I'm so glad that you could join. And I'm going to go ahead and bring this up here for a moment. Okay, so this might be from Rachel, maybe saying, I noticed a lot of pressure in my chest when I was sending the energy about it. Interesting, yeah. And see, that's the amazing thing too, is that we don't have to have it all figured out, especially when we're working with energy. It can just simply be, we can simply observe. We don't always have to have a solution. We don't always have to know, but it is in the observance that makes it so beautiful, that we can just simply be present in what is happening and what's going on. And with this, thank you so much for being here with me. I so appreciate you, beautiful, beautiful, amazing, precious women. And I am looking forward to our movement here of what we are starting to continue to grow, to continue to evolve, to continue to bless each and every one of you and this planet and all that exists. Have an amazing rest of your day, and namaste.